Tonight, for the first time, Juli Boeheim speaks about becoming the victim of a robbery in the parking lot of Destiny USA. Good evening, I'm Connor White. A 12-year-old boy robbed Juli in early March as she was returning to her car. Juli says that afternoon she saw a, quote, scared little boy. That same child now getting help from Syracuse Youth Center leader Mary Nelson.
We can't say, where are the parents? I'm done. No, we cannot. And Mary never has. We've sent text messages to each other. I am following him on his journey to hopefully a better, brighter day. And that is my wish.
She spoke about that experience at the Boeheim's annual Basket Ball Gala today, back in person after 1 year broadcasted live from their home and another broadcasted at the Turning Stone with no audience, all televised and streamed through Channel 3. The event is making a full return in person this year, looking to raise money to help people in Syracuse struggling with poverty and hunger. Our Tommy Sladak was there tonight.
Yeah, talk about a new scene for a Saturday night sportscast. Welcome in, everybody. We're here at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino for the annual Jim and Juli Boeheim Foundation Basketball Gala. Yes, folks, we are back in 2022, first time since 2019, and you can just feel the energy of just being able to be a part of such a special event. Now, again, huge crowd that showed up today, and a lot of people excited to be back in person. We had a silent auction going on tonight with some really great pieces of memorabilia. And Jim and Juli, we spoke with them earlier this evening, and truly they were over the moon about being back in person for this event.
Yeah.
So to be back here and see everybody again is it's a great
Special. I'm pinching myself, and people coming in the door over at our VIP reception were like, is this really happening? So.
And of course, the event has helped raise millions of dollars for kids in Central New York, as well as cancer research and advocacy. And with an event like this, you got to be having a little fun. Sean McDonough, ESPN sports broadcaster, Syracuse University alum, the MC, and he had some fun lines that he spent roasting his good friend Jim Boeheim. He even brought Buddy and Jimmy up on stage. We'll be showing you that in the sportscast coming up.
As of this moment, Syracuse University has the option to change the name of the Carrier Dome. In April, the publication called Sportico broke the news that JMA Wireless has the naming rights and will become part of the new name for the dome. So far, there's been no word on that from Syracuse University on what the new name will actually be. Connor White took the question to fans for tonight's report.
For 42 years, it's been called the Carrier Dome, but starting today, SU says with Carrier's permission, they have the option to change that. But last time we checked, yep, Carrier is still on the building. So we wanted to find out what you would call the dome if you were given the chance to name it. We started on Marshall Street, where people take orange pride seriously, some putting one word above all else.
The dome.
The dome.
Just the dome.
If the word Carrier goes, some fans want to see SU legends honored.
I call it the Carmelo Anthony Center.
Others still associate that current name with the thousands laid off when Carrier left the Syracuse area, looking forward to anything new.
In my eyes, yeah, anything other than Carrier.
But after 42 years, it'll be a hard habit for many to shake, no matter what the legal name ends up being.
I'm going to keep calling it the Carrier Dome.
SU advertising professor Beth Egan says that's the problem facing JMA Wireless.
Ultimately, people have to adopt it and be willing to call it JMA Wireless Dome.
That name is on the cards, according to reporting from Sportico. No official word on the deal, but it won't be cheap. These kinds of deals can cost tens of millions of dollars, and Professor Egan says even if there's other options.
Maybe the Post Malone Dome?
Yeah, give me the Wegmans Dome.
She'd be shocked if JMA's name isn't on the building.
So by getting your name on a stadium, on a ballpark, is an opportunity for that name to be repeated time and time again.
But for now, Carrier signage is still up.
Good morning and welcome back. Joining me now is Lieutenant Malinowski with the Syracuse Police Department. Lieutenant Malinowski, thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. Having me as always.
Of course. So a new change in the department that we haven't gotten a chance to talk about is the new chief of police. So what would you tell me about Chief Joe Cecil and what is he going to bring to the SPD?
Something that, we and I think our whole community is excited about, having Chief Cecil be the #1 spot now. He's an honorable man. He's been in law enforcement for 36 years, grew up in Syracuse, served in there, lived in that community. So he really brings a lot of excitement and energy. I can say from anyone that I've come across while walking in the streets or anywhere that I've been. They're saying, we're really happy for you. We're really happy for your department. We're excited. So I think under this new chief, we're going to continue to build on what we did with former Chief Buckner. We thank him for his service for that. But I was happy to hear Chief Cecil talk about reducing gun violence is going to be one of his #1 initiatives.
So let's talk about staffing. What issues is the police department running into with that?
I would call it a crisis, to be honest. We're having a real issue getting police officers to be interested in this job, or future police officers, sorry. I think a lot of it comes down to overall, because the pay's good. The benefits are good. You still have a 20-year pension, but even when we bring all that up, we're still not getting people wanting to come in the door and be police officers. I think one of the biggest things, and we can all take a note of this, that recent viral video that went across the country involving that 8-year-old. You had officers trying to do their job. They became a national news story. And a result from that became, we were getting thousands of phone calls from all over the country. Officers were getting death threats talking about this incident, and they were portrayed all over the media. And I think when people see that, who would want to be a police officer and want to deal with that? No money in the world is going to be enough to deal with that type of stress and those interactions. So I think a lot of people just, they don't want to do the job because of the lack of support, which is why we always talk about that. We really need the support of our community because we're asking these men and women to go out every day and combat crime, go after some of the worst individuals in our community. And now we still have people following us around with cell phone cameras, recording our actions, trying to rile up the situation so they can be the next viral video. And this has now turned into a lucrative business where people are recording interactions, licensing the video, and then people are getting paid per view. So it's just something we're combating, and then I hopefully can give some insight with that.
Alrighty, and then finally, real quick before we let you go, we've seen an increase in commercial burglaries. So what would you like to tell the community about that?
I know, there's just so much going on. So commercial burglaries, yes, we've seen a rise in that. One of the biggest things is for property owners, you really have to be, especially in times where we're just seeing that people are being let out of jail to continue to commit crime, you really need to be proactive about your security. So the main thing that's going to be is adequate locks, security cameras, and security systems. I mean, it's just so important because, again, we have people just continuing to commit crimes, get let out of jail, and do it again. So that security that you need to be proactive about is important. Lights, locking your doors.
All righty. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Malinowski, for being with us here today.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
We'll be right back.